Welcome to your cosmic forecast for Leo on June 9, 2025. This is a particularly interesting day for all Leo natives, with several celestial forces converging to create a dynamic energy field around you. As the sun continues its journey through communicative Gemini, you're experiencing a period of intellectual stimulation and social connection, despite this being in your 11th house of friendships and future goals rather than your own sign. On this particular Monday, we find Mercury forming a trine with Jupiter, which creates an expansive mental atmosphere for you, Leo. This is amplified by the moon's position in Libra, bringing harmony and balance to your communication sector. For Leos specifically, this creates a fascinating paradox. While you typically prefer to be in the spotlight, today you might find yourself more inclined toward diplomatic exchanges and meaningful collaborations. The energy of Mars in Taurus on this day creates a steady, determined undercurrent that affects your career house. This is neither overly aggressive nor particularly passive. Instead, it provides you with sustainable endurance to pursue your professional goals with consistent effort rather than dramatic gestures. This is somewhat contrary to your typical Leo approach, but could prove highly effective. In terms of your emotional landscape today, there's a notable sensitivity that might surprise even you. Venus is making a subtle aspect to Neptune, creating a dreamy, somewhat idealistic filter through which you're viewing your relationships. For Leos, who typically pride themselves on straightforward emotional expression, this nuanced emotional terrain might feel unfamiliar but potentially rewarding if you embrace it. Regarding love and relationships, single Leos might find themselves attracted to individuals who stimulate them intellectually today, rather than the dramatic, passionate connections you sometimes favor. There's something appealing about mental agility and wit that captures your attention under this Gemini solar influence. For Leos in committed relationships, this is an excellent day for conversations about future plans and shared aspirations. The Libra moon encourages fairness and balance, helping you listen as much as you speak, sometimes a challenge for your fire sign nature. The Venus-Neptune aspect adds a layer of romance and imagination to all connections today. You might find yourself daydreaming about ideal scenarios or feeling more poetic than usual. While this energy can be delightful, be careful not to idealize someone beyond reality. The key is to enjoy the rose-colored glasses while maintaining awareness that you're wearing them. Professionally, this is a day of significant potential for Leos. The Mercury-Jupiter trine opens doors for communication-based projects and presentations. Your natural charisma is enhanced by this aspect, making it an ideal time to pitch ideas, lead meetings, or negotiate terms. Your words carry extra weight and persuasiveness today. The Mars influence in your career sector provides the stamina to follow through on ambitious projects, though you may need to consciously moderate your pace to maintain effectiveness throughout the day. Financial matters show positive indicators today, though not necessarily in the form of immediate gains. Rather, the planetary positions suggest opportunities for strategic planning that could yield benefits in the coming weeks. Consider reviewing investment strategies or exploring new income streams, as your insight into these matters is particularly sharp under the current astrological influences. Health-wise, Leos should pay attention to their throat and neck area today, as the Taurus influence from Mars could manifest tension here. Gentle stretching and conscious relaxation of these areas would be beneficial. Additionally, with the mental stimulation of the Mercury-Jupiter aspect, you might experience some mental fatigue by evening if you don't take periodic breaks throughout the day. Balance intellectual activities with physical movement to maintain optimal energy levels. Creatively, this is a tremendously fertile period. The combination of Gemini's innovative thinking with your natural Leo flair for dramatic expression creates potential for breakthrough ideas and projects. If you're involved in any creative pursuits, set aside time today to explore new concepts or approaches. The results could surprise and delight you. Your social circle plays an important role today. The 11th house influence of the Gemini sun highlights group activities, and community connections. You may receive an invitation or opportunity through your network that aligns perfectly with your long-term goals. Be receptive to these connections, as they contain more potential than might be immediately obvious. Spiritually, there's an interesting opening happening for Leos today. The Neptune influence creates a thin veil between everyday consciousness and more intuitive awareness. You might experience moments of insight or unusual synchronicities that provide guidance about your path. Pay attention to recurring themes or symbols that appear throughout your day. They may contain messages worth noting. A key challenge for Leo today involves balancing your natural desire for recognition with a more collaborative approach. The most successful strategy involves channeling your leadership abilities into elevating an entire group rather than seeking personal acclaim. This subtle shift in focus aligns perfectly with the current celestial energies and will likely yield better results than a more self-centered approach. Looking at the specific hours of the day, morning presents the clearest mental energy, making it ideal for important decisions or communications. Midday carries strong creative potential, but might include some emotional fluctuations as the moon forms aspects throughout its Libra journey. Evening brings a calming influence that's perfect for relaxation and meaningful conversation with loved ones. As you move through June 9th, remember that your ruling planet, the Sun, is gaining strength as we approach the summer solstice. This gradually increasing solar power provides you with an underlying current of vitality and purpose, even when challenges arise. Draw on this connection to solar energy, particularly if you feel your confidence wavering. Your most harmonious interactions today will likely be with Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius individuals, as air signs complement your fire element under the current planetary positions. Connections with fellow fire signs, Aries and Sagittarius, remain strong but might contain an element of competition. Water signs, Cáncer, Scorpio, Pisces, could provide emotional insights that prove valuable if you're willing to listen. In conclusion, June 9, 2025, offers Leo natives a day of intellectual stimulation, diplomatic connections, and steady professional progress. By embracing the somewhat unusual energy signature of today, which emphasizes collaboration over personal glory and mental agility over dramatic gestures, you can maximize the benefits of these celestial influences. Remember that this temporary shift in focus doesn't diminish your Leo brilliance. Rather, it allows you to express it through new and potentially rewarding channels. Shine on, magnificent Leo, just with a slightly different light today. The planetary positions on June 9th, 2025, create a fascinating celestial landscape for you, Leo. The Sun sits in communicative Gemini at approximately 19 degrees, creating a dynamic tension with your native Leo energy. This position activates your 11th house of social connections and collective endeavors, emphasizing intellectual pursuits over emotional reactions. Jupiter will also be in Gemini during this time, amplifying the airy influence in your chart. This Jupiter-Sun conjunction in your 11th house creates a powerful opportunity for networking, social expansion, and realizing long-held dreams. Ideas shared with others today may find unexpected support and momentum. Saturn's position in Pisces creates a square aspect to your Leo energy from your 8th house of shared resources and transformation. This challenging aspect suggests you may be wrestling with limitations around shared finances or intimate relationships. Saturn asks you to approach these areas with maturity rather than the spontaneous exuberance that comes naturally to Leo. Uranus in Gemini brings revolutionary energy to your 11th house as well, joining the Sun and Jupiter. This triple influence suggests unexpected developments in your community connections. You might experience sudden insights about your place within a group or encounter surprising shifts in your social circle. This placement offers particularly potent creative breakthroughs for Leos working in innovative fields. Neptune in Aries activates your 9th house of higher learning and exploration. This placement softens the sometimes harsh edges of Aries energy with Neptune's dreamy qualities, opening channels for spiritual insights. For you, Leo, this suggests an excellent day to expand your horizons through learning or philosophical exploration. Pluto in Aquarius forms an opposition to your Leo sun sign from your seventh house of partnerships. This creates a powerful dynamic of transformation in how you relate to others. Power dynamics in key relationships may surface today, asking you to examine how you balance your natural desire for recognition with the needs of others. The moon's position on this date falls in the intense sign of Scorpio, activating your fourth house of home and emotional foundations. This creates a water trine with Saturn in Pisces, offering emotional stability despite challenges. Your feelings run deep today, Leo, and you may find yourself unusually introspective about family matters. Venus in Cáncer activates your 12th house of the subconscious and hidden matters. This placement suggests your expressions of affection may be more private and protective than usual. There could be a secret admirer in your midst, or you might find yourself drawn to someone who needs emotional protection. Mars transits through your own sign of Leo during this period, creating a powerful sense of personal drive and determination. This transit through your first house amplifies your natural confidence and significantly increases your physical energy. The challenge will be to harness this energy constructively rather than becoming overly dominant. Mercury in quick-moving, Gemini creates a harmonious trine with your natal Leo placement. This supportive aspect enhances your ability to express yourself charismatically and persuasively. Your words carry particular weight today, making this an excellent time for presentations or important conversations. One of the most significant aspects is a T-square involving the Sun and Jupiter in Gemini, Saturn in Pisces, and your natal Leo placement. This configuration creates tension seeking resolution through action. You may feel pulled between intellectual understanding, emotional depth, and authentic self-expression. Chiron in Taurus forms a square to your Leo energy from your 10th house of career. This aspect highlights sensitive areas around professional recognition. Old wounds related to being acknowledged for your contributions may surface, offering an opportunity for healing through awareness. The overall celestial picture offers opportunities for leadership, creative expression, and meaningful connection, all qualities dear to the Leo heart. Use this day to balance your natural desire for recognition with thoughtful consideration of others' needs. The planets support your growth through social connections, intellectual pursuits, and careful attention to your emotional foundation. For Leo on June 9, 2025, the cosmos places extraordinary emphasis on your communication sphere. With Mercury forming a powerful trine to your ruling planet, the Sun, your words carry exceptional weight and charisma today. This alignment amplifies your natural Leo radiance, allowing you to express yourself with remarkable clarity and conviction. Your ideas don't merely exist, they command attention and respect when voiced. The planetary configuration supports a style of communication that is both heartfelt and dignified, characteristic of your fire sign nature. You'll find yourself naturally weaving storytelling into your conversations, captivating listeners with your animated delivery and authentic passion. The moon in Gemini activates your 11th house of social connections, enhancing your ability to network and disseminate ideas across broader audiences. This creates an excellent day for presentations, important discussions, and any form of public speaking. Your words have the power to inspire collective action. Mars positioned in Virgo brings precision to your expression. You're not just speaking with heart, but with calculated intelligence. This combination of passionate delivery and meticulous attention to detail creates a persuasive communication style that few can resist today. Jupiter's influence from your 9th house expands your perspective, allowing you to communicate with greater wisdom and philosophical depth. You're seeing the bigger picture and can articulate complex ideas with surprising ease. For creative Leos, artistic expression flows more naturally today. Whether writing, performing, or creating visual art, your unique voice emerges with authenticity and power. Venus in your 12th house suggests that some communications may have a spiritual or intuitive quality. Trust those subtle impressions and incorporate them into your expression. Be mindful of Neptune's square to Mercury, which could occasionally cloud judgment or create minor misunderstandings. Double-check important details before making definitive statements. Group discussions prove particularly fruitful. Your ideas catalyze innovative thinking when shared in collaborative environments. Social media communications receive favorable aspects, making this an excellent day to share your message on digital platforms where your natural Leo flair can shine. Your throat chakra is especially activated today, supporting clear and truthful expression. Pay attention to any messages that seem to come through you rather than from you. Universal wisdom may be seeking expression through your unique voice. In professional settings, leadership communication is highlighted. Your words have the ability to rally teams and inspire colleagues toward shared objectives. The day favors bold declarations and confident assertions. This is not a time for Leo to hide in the shadows or downplay your contributions. When communicating with loved ones, warmth and generosity characterize your exchanges. You're able to express affection and appreciation with sincerity that strengthens bonds. For single Leos, your magnetic communication style attracts romantic interests effortlessly today. Your authentic self-expression acts as an irresistible beacon. If you've been holding back important conversations, today's energy supports broaching difficult topics with both confidence and sensitivity. The Sun-Mercury alignment grants diplomatic powers that help you navigate potential conflict zones. Teaching and mentoring activities receive cosmic support. Your ability to transmit knowledge and inspire others reaches peak effectiveness. Creative writing flows especially well, with inspiration coming in waves that demand immediate expression. Keep a journal or recording device handy to capture insights as they emerge. Public speaking engagements receive extremely favorable aspects. Your natural dramatic flair, combined with today's planetary influences, creates memorable performances that leave lasting impressions. Listen as attentively as you speak. The Gemini moon enhances your ability to process information rapidly and respond with agility in conversations. Color your speech with vivid imagery and sensory details. Your audience will not just hear your message, but experience it on multiple levels. When challenges arise, remember that authenticity remains your greatest communication strength. Speak your truth with the courage that defines your sign, and watch as doors open in response to your honesty. With the Sun in Gemini squaring Neptune in your 8th house of shared resources, today presents a complex financial landscape for you, Leo. This aspect creates a fog around joint ventures and investments, making it difficult to see the full picture. You may be tempted by opportunities that seem almost too good to be true, and today they likely are. The Neptune influence can create illusions around money matters, particularly those involving partnerships or loans. Exercise extreme caution with any financial documents presented to you today. What looks promising might have hidden clauses or unrealistic projections. This is not the day to sign contracts related to shared finances or to make major investment decisions based on someone else's advice. The cosmic clarity simply isn't there. Meanwhile, Venus is moving through your 11th house of networks and aspirations, forming a supportive trine to Jupiter in your career sector. This configuration suggests that financial opportunities may come through your social connections and professional networks, but not in the most direct or obvious ways. A casual conversation with a colleague or friend could plant the seed for future monetary growth. Pay attention to offhand comments about industry trends or new ventures. Mercury, the planet of communication and commerce, is currently in your 12th house of hidden matters, suggesting that some financial information may be working its way to you through unconventional channels. Your intuition about money matters is heightened today, though it may be difficult to articulate why you feel drawn toward or away from certain financial decisions. Trust these instincts, but verify with concrete research before acting. Mars in your second house of personal resources is forming a challenging square to Saturn in your fifth house of creativity and speculation. This signals potential frustration around resources allocated to creative projects or investments made in speculative ventures. You may feel restricted financially when it comes to pursuing something you're passionate about. This isn't necessarily a signal to abandon these pursuits, but rather to approach them with more strategic planning and patience. The day's lunar position in your fourth house of home and foundations suggests that real estate matters or family financial concerns could take precedence today. If you've been considering refinancing your home, reviewing family budgets, or discussing inheritance matters, the emotional climate is supportive for these conversations, though final decisions should wait for clearer cosmic weather. For Leos who work in finance, marketing, or sales, today's planetary alignments suggest paying particular attention to the emotional needs of clients. Your typical bold approach may need tempering with more nuance and sensitivity. Those seeking employment in financial sectors may find that personal referrals carry more weight than usual today. Leverage your network, particularly connections with water signs, Cáncer, Scorpio, Pisces, who may have insights or opportunities to share. Your financial ruler, the Sun, will be entering a new phase in the coming days, suggesting that money matters that seem stalled today will gain momentum by week's end. This indicates that patience now will pay dividends later. If dealing with financial institutions today, expect delays or miscommunications. Double-check all transactions and keep detailed records of any conversations regarding money. For Leos considering major purchases, particularly related to technology or communication devices, today's aspects suggest waiting at least 48 hours before committing. A better deal or more suitable option may present itself once Neptune's foggy influence clears. In terms of passive income streams, the current planetary positions suggest reviewing existing arrangements rather than initiating new ones. There may be untapped potential in something you've already established. Look to subscription services, royalties, or shared economy platforms where you're already present, but perhaps not fully optimizing your presence. Jupiter's beneficial placement relative to your career house indicates that financial growth is more likely to come through professional advancement than through side hustles at this time. Consider requesting a performance review or compensation discussion in the coming weeks, as the seeds planted now could bear fruit when Jupiter forms a more exact trine to your natal Sun. For Leos involved in creative fields, today's aspects suggest exploring new payment structures or compensation models. The traditional ways you've been monetizing your talents may be ready for renovation. However, with Neptune's influence, ensure any new arrangements are thoroughly documented and understood by all parties. Overall, this day asks you to balance practicality with intuition in financial matters, Leo. The most valuable currency today may be information rather than actual money exchanged. Position yourself as both a collector and discerning analyzer of financial intelligence. The rewards will come to those who can see through the Neptune haze to the solid opportunities beneath. The cosmic spotlight favors your creative endeavors today, Leo, as Jupiter forms a harmonious alignment with your ruling planet, the Sun. This golden connection opens doors that have previously seemed locked tight. Your most fortunate area today centers around projects where you can showcase your innate leadership abilities while collaborating with others. The fifth house of creativity and self-expression is especially activated, making artistic pursuits, performance opportunities, and romantic gestures particularly blessed. Any situation where you can shine authentically will attract favorable outcomes. Financial investments related to entertainment, children's activities, or creative industries carry a stroke of luck. There's also a powerful fortunate energy surrounding educational pursuits, whether teaching or learning. Wisdom shared today plants seeds of future abundance. Social gatherings, particularly those involving influential individuals, could lead to unexpected opportunities, so accept invitations that come your way, especially those involving cultural or artistic events. The cosmos also highlights fortunate energy around communication platforms, podcasts, presentations, or important conversations initiated today carry your message with unusual impact and receptivity. Physical activities that bring joy are also cosmically favored. So whether it's dance, sports, or playful movement, your body becomes a conduit for positive energy. With Venus illuminating your house of hidden gifts, a talent you've kept private might find its perfect audience now. Trust your creative instincts without reservation, as your intuition is exceptionally attuned to recognizing valuable opportunities others might miss. This is not a day to blend into the background, but rather to step boldly into spaces where your natural radiance can be fully appreciated and rewarded. The universe responds especially well to your generosity today. What you give freely returns multiplied. Remember that fortune favors the bold, and as a Leo, boldness is your birthright. Today's celestial configuration particularly blesses performances, presentations, and any form of self-expression that comes from your heart rather than your ego. Leo, on June 9, 2025, your social landscape shimmers with intriguing potential as the sun continues its journey through Gemini, activating your house of friendships, social networks, and long-term aspirations. Today marks a fascinating turning point in your social connections, with Venus forming a harmonious trine to Uranus, bringing unexpected but delightful encounters your way.